Some people work their whole lives and still struggle with money, while others seem to build wealth effortlessly. Rich Dad, Poor Dad reveals the key difference. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and how you make it work for you. Consider this. If you saved $10,000 every day, it would take you nearly 275 years to reach $1 billion. To put things into perspective, if you earned $100,000 every year for 1,000 years, you still wouldn't match Elon Musk's net worth today. And did you know that over 60% of American millionaires didn't inherit their wealth? How did they do it? They focused on building assets, investing wisely, and adopting a mindset of abundance. In fact, 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation. So, what are the secrets of those who not only accumulate wealth, but keep it? In this video, we'll uncover the game-changing lessons that the rich teach their kids, and the poor and middle class don't. So keep watching till the end. And please use a second to subscribe to this channel. It is easy, yet it means a lot to us. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of this book, was born and raised in Hawaii in a modest family. He had an adventurous spirit and a deep curiosity about the world around him. From an early age, he dreamt of something bigger than his surroundings. He wanted to be rich, not just for the money, but for the freedom and possibilities that wealth could bring. School for Robert was a mixed bag. He was an average student academically, but had a strong desire to learn. He found traditional schooling somewhat limiting, feeling that it didn't quite prepare him for the real world. Robert was always more interested in practical skills and understanding how money worked than in memorizing facts from textbooks. He would often daydream about becoming an entrepreneur, envisioning a life where he wouldn't have to answer to anyone and could create his own destiny. Robert's ambitions were fueled by his friendships, especially with his best friend Mike. Mike came from a family that was doing well financially, and together they dreamed of starting their own businesses. They often talked about their aspirations, sharing ideas and planning how they would take on the world. This friendship was significant for Robert. Mike's family had a different perspective on money and success, which opened Robert's eyes to possibilities beyond his own home. Robert and Mike were inseparable. They spent countless hours playing together and plotting their future. While most kids their age were content playing video games or riding bikes, Robert and Mike would often engage in discussions about their dreams, money, and how to achieve their goals. Mike's family owned a small business, and Robert was fascinated by the idea of entrepreneurship. He admired how Mike's father managed the business and provided for his family. They would often visit Mike's house, where Robert would see the differences in lifestyle. While Robert's family lived modestly, Mike's home was filled with the comforts that came with financial security. This contrast ignited a fire within Robert, motivating him to seek out knowledge about money and wealth creation. He wanted to break free from the traditional path his poor dad was advocating for, which was focused on job security and working for a paycheck. Living with two contrasting father figures only added to Robert's resolve. His poor dad emphasized the importance of education and job stability, pushing Robert to excel academically. "Get good grades and you'll find a good job," his father would often say, reflecting the conventional wisdom of the time. However, Robert also listened to Mike's dad, who had a different mantra: invest in yourself and your education on how money works. This duality made Robert acutely aware of the differences in mindset and approach to wealth. Through his friendship with Mike and the teachings from both of his father figures, Robert began to form his own beliefs about money, success, and what it truly meant to be wealthy. He realized that the life he wanted was not merely about financial gain, but about the freedom to pursue his passions and live life on his own terms. Poor Dad was an educated man, a PhD holder, and a government employee. He was the embodiment of conventional wisdom. Go to school, get good grades, and secure a stable job. His dream was to provide for his family through a reliable paycheck. Kiyosaki respected his father immensely, but he noticed that despite his intelligence and hard work, Poor Dad often struggled financially. On the other hand, Rich Dad was a high school dropout who owned a successful business. He had a different perspective on money. He emphasized financial education and the importance of making money work for you. While Poor Dad advised Robert to work for a stable paycheck, Rich Dad advised him not to work for money, but to learn how to create money through investments and business ventures. At a young age, Robert Kiyosaki was determined to make some money to buy the things he desired, like a shiny new bicycle. His eyes lit up every time he saw kids in the neighborhood riding around on their bikes, and he couldn't help but want one of his own. So, with a mix of excitement and nerves, he approached his best friend's dad, Mike's father, who he affectionately called Rich Dad, to see if he could land a job. When Kiyosaki asked Rich Dad for work, he expected the typical summer gig: sweeping floors, washing cars, or running errands. But Rich Dad had other plans. He agreed to let Kiyosaki work for him, but with a significant twist. "I won't pay you a salary," he said with a grin. This left Kiyosaki scratching his head, thinking, wait, what? No paycheck? Rich Dad continued, "If you want to learn, you can't work for money. You must learn how money works." Kiyosaki was taken aback. He had always been told that earning money was the goal, but Rich Dad was insisting that the real treasure lay in understanding financial principles. This concept blew Kiyosaki's young mind. The deal was that Kiyosaki would work for free, absorbing every bit of knowledge he could about running a business. It was a unique arrangement. He'd be spending his time learning the ins and outs of entrepreneurship without the instant gratification of a paycheck. As part of this deal, Kiyosaki and Mike were expected to help out at Rich Dad's small convenience store, which was bustling with customers and brimming with potential lessons. Rich Dad explained that the only pay Kiyosaki would receive was education, real-world experience that would prepare him for financial success in the future. In his typical illustrative style, he emphasized, "This is the kind of knowledge that money can't buy." Kiyosaki found it hard to digest at first, but he trusted Rich Dad and wanted to prove he was up for the challenge. Kiyosaki and Mike embarked on this journey together. They quickly became a team, learning the ropes of business side by side. They spent long hours in the store observing customers, counting inventory, and understanding how the business operated. They were like two little financial ninjas, absorbing knowledge with every interaction. Their days were filled with hands-on experiences. Kiyosaki and Mike learned about profit margins, sales strategies, and the importance of customer service, all while having fun and joking around in the store. They even found themselves dreaming about their futures as budding entrepreneurs, envisioning the day when they could start their own businesses. Rich Dad often reminded them, "You're not here to make money. You're here to learn how to make money work for you." He shared stories about his own successes and failures, giving Kiyosaki and Mike a glimpse into the mindset of a true entrepreneur. The idea of working for free soon transformed into a powerful lesson in financial literacy. Kiyosaki's initial frustration about not being paid began to fade as he recognized the true value of what he was gaining. While other kids were busy earning small allowances, Kiyosaki was stacking up invaluable knowledge that would serve him for a lifetime. He realized that his pay was much richer than any weekly wage. He was gaining insight that many adults didn't understand. As Kiyosaki and Mike navigated this educational experience, they learned that the road to financial success was paved with knowledge, resilience, and the courage to think differently. They were setting the foundation for their futures, one lesson at a time, realizing that the best investment they could make was in themselves. So, while they might not have earned a single cent initially, the dividends of their experiences would pay off in ways they couldn't even imagine. After Kiyosaki and Mike settled into their new roles at Rich Dad's convenience store, they quickly found that the learning experience was both exciting and challenging. Their days were packed with various tasks that kept them on their toes, all while developing their entrepreneurial mindset. One of their primary tasks was managing the store's inventory. Kiyosaki recalls an incident where they had to deal with a shipment of products that arrived late. Instead of panicking, Rich Dad encouraged them to think creatively. He suggested they host a sale to move the older inventory and make room for new products. This hands-on experience taught them about marketing, customer engagement, and the importance of adapting to situations, a lesson that would stick with Kiyosaki for life. As they immersed themselves in the business, they faced their share of failures, too. One day, Kiyosaki and Mike decided to try a new marketing strategy, putting up flashy signs to attract more customers. Unfortunately, their plan flopped and sales actually dropped that week. They were devastated and approached Rich Dad for advice, hoping to understand where they went wrong. Rich Dad, in his classic no-nonsense style, said, "Failures are just stepping stones to success. You learn more from your mistakes than from your successes." This was a turning point for Kiyosaki. Instead of fearing failure, he began to see it as an essential part of the learning process. It was through those mistakes that he gained valuable insights into what worked and what didn't in business. As time passed, Kiyosaki started to crave a more significant challenge. He wanted to make money, and the idea of being tied to a single store began to feel limiting. After discussing his ambitions with Rich Dad, he learned about investment opportunities. Rich Dad introduced him to the idea of buying and flipping real estate, a venture that would require some initial capital and risk, but had the potential for massive rewards. Kiyosaki remembers how thrilling it was to dive into the world of real estate. With the knowledge he gained, he and Mike pooled together some savings to make their first investment in a small rental property. They were nervous but excited, and Rich Dad acted as a mentor, guiding them through the process. They learned about property management, rental agreements, and how to negotiate deals, practical skills that would benefit them immensely in the long run. Their early investments began to pay off, but not just financially. Kiyosaki discovered a new sense of freedom and empowerment. The more he learned about making money work for him, the more he realized that wealth wasn't just about accumulating cash. It was about creating opportunities and living life on your terms. This shift in mindset set him apart from many of his peers, who were still focused on the traditional route of working a 9-to-5 job for a paycheck. The lessons Kiyosaki learned from Rich Dad didn't just shape his childhood. They paved the way for his future. He went on to start multiple businesses, invest in various ventures, and eventually became a prominent speaker and author in the personal finance world. He often credits his early experiences with Rich Dad as the catalyst for his success, reinforcing the idea that real education comes from experience, not just formal schooling. Kiyosaki's journey, filled with ups and downs, highlighted that financial literacy and the courage to take risks are crucial for anyone wanting to break free from the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. He learned that it's not merely about how much money you make, but rather how you think about money and wealth. Looking back, Kiyosaki's adventures with Rich Dad and Mike didn't just change his financial outlook. They changed his life trajectory. He learned that daring to step outside his comfort zone, embrace failures, and seek knowledge could lead to extraordinary opportunities. So, whether you're just starting your journey or looking to make a change, remember Kiyosaki's early lessons. Real wealth comes from education, experience, and the willingness to take risks. As Robert Kiyosaki ventured deeper into the world of real estate, his determination and willingness to learn paid off handsomely. Over the years, he amassed a substantial portfolio of properties, ultimately owning several dozen rental units. Each property not only provided a steady cash flow, but also became an asset that appreciated over time. By the time he became a well-known author and speaker, Kiyosaki's net worth was estimated to be in the millions, with some reports suggesting figures upwards of $100 million. This was what led him to become rich. 1. Real estate portfolio. Kiyosaki focused primarily on residential properties, including single-family homes and multi-unit complexes. His strategy involved buying undervalued properties, improving them, and renting them out to generate income. 2. Financial literacy. Perhaps the most significant asset Kiyosaki gained was not just monetary wealth, but a profound understanding of financial literacy. He learned how to leverage debt wisely, invest in cash-flowing assets, and use his earnings to create more wealth rather than spend it. 3. Networking. Throughout his journey, Kiyosaki developed an extensive network of like-minded individuals, including other investors, mentors, and business partners. This network became invaluable as he navigated various investment opportunities. Now it's time to note the key lessons learned. Kiyosaki's experiences taught him several crucial lessons that he has shared with millions of readers worldwide. Lesson number 1. The importance of financial education. He learned that understanding how money works is essential for achieving financial independence. School doesn't always teach practical financial skills, so seeking knowledge independently is vital. Lesson number 2. Assets versus liabilities. Kiyosaki emphasized the importance of distinguishing between assets and liabilities. He famously states, "An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out." This distinction helped him make smarter financial decisions throughout his career. Lesson number 3. Taking risks and embracing failure. One of the most valuable lessons was to embrace failure as a part of the learning process. Kiyosaki learned that taking calculated risks could lead to incredible opportunities and that failure should not deter one from pursuing their goals. Lesson number 4. Working for learning, not money. Early in his career, Kiyosaki realized the importance of working for knowledge rather than just a paycheck. This mindset shift opened doors to new opportunities and helped him build a successful career in investing. Lesson number 5. The power of passive income. Kiyosaki's focus on building passive income streams through real estate allowed him to achieve financial freedom. He stressed that having multiple income sources can provide security and freedom to pursue other interests. Robert Kiyosaki's journey from a young boy with big dreams to a financial powerhouse is a testament to the power of knowledge, determination, and the right mindset. His experiences remind us that it's never too late to take charge of our financial futures and challenge the conventional beliefs that hold us back. Remember, wealth isn't just about having money. It's about understanding how to make it work for you. If you found Kiyosaki's story inspiring, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our community where we explore more eye-opening books, practical tips, and strategies to help you achieve financial freedom. More books are in the video description below. They are fun. Be sure to check them out and also share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your takeaways or any questions you might have. Thanks for watching.